Talk to you guys about some battery options for your VW Bug. Original battery for this is a Group 42. They also make a 41 that's a little bit wider. It kind of fits on some of the models. It hits this thing here, so it's a little bit too wide for it. But if you're on the cheap, I'm going to tell you some other ideas real quick for your VW Bug, which you can put in it. It may, and what may or may not be a problem for you. A couple of things. I was down at, the cheapest place right now to get a battery is Walmart, but they don't have Group 42. So you'll find that that's kind of a drag. You could also go to, a lot of the recycled battery places and get one of theirs. But a lot of times it's a used battery. Maybe they've tried to rejuvenate it by using some Epsom salt, which may or may not work, and sometimes it doesn't last. And I've gotten bad batteries from them, so I'm not usually buying those anymore, the recycled batteries. So unless it's a reputable place, I might find one that's pretty good. So what I found that I can use in mine, and like I said, use this at your own risk because there is some issues. If you get the wrong battery, let's say you just get a Group 26 or you get a Group, what do they call it, a Group 65 or something like that, which has, it's a little bit shorter than this battery is right here, maybe a half inch. You're going to have a problem with your seat springs right here. When you sit on the seat, go down and touch the top of the battery. So sometimes what people do is they'll put like a piece of plastic to cover it. And sometimes that piece of plastic slides out, then all of a sudden you get a hot seat because your seat springs grind out. I've had that happen actually before, many years ago. Because what you're going to find is a lot of places have Group 42s, but they charge you $150 because they're not as common. So there also is I think it's a 40 something, and it's a low profile battery for the newer Jettas, which works in these too, but it is again a little bit wider, may or may not fit in your car. So what I found that does work is using a side post battery for me. Or another thing, if you're in a pinch, let's say you're on a really tight budget, a side post battery, and you get these here things for putting the regular terminals on, so you don't have to modify your terminals. And one of the problems you're going to have is you make sure that this bracket, you're going to have to have a hold down, you're going to have to do some modifications to your original bracket system down there. And you can make a bracket to hold the battery down if you want. I usually don't have one, but that's, like I said, use it at your own risk, because if this post jumps back and touches back here for some reason, or somehow it comes in contact with that spring, you're gonna have a problem on your hands. So very unlikely that's gonna happen, but it can, because somebody could sit on the seat and that can actually go below the area. So if you're not using your back seat much, or you're just knowledgeable about it, it is possible to use one of these batteries. Like I said, use it at your own risk. This is a Group 75, just so you know. They have these at Walmart right now. They have called these value power batteries. They're like $50 versus $150 for the original battery, with a little plastic thing that sometimes covers here. They don't always come with that little cover on them now, and even if they do have it, sometimes it doesn't work. So anyway, just a couple little tips on batteries. The other thing that you can do in a pinch, if you do need a battery and you're stuck somewhere, you don't have any money, we've done in a pinch is actually you have to modify your terminals, maybe put a longer bolt in here and make it so it connects to the side of it. Is lawn tractor batteries do work in the early cars. I'm not so sure in the late ones. So in this car, I'm running a 6-volt starter. I have a 12-volt battery, the 12-volt system, and I I can put a lawn tractor battery in this car and it will start no problem. So because it doesn't take much cranking power to start a 6-volt system with a 12-volt battery, 6-volt starter. I'm not sure on the 12-volt starter. You can try it; it might work, but I'm not going to say it does. All right, so I'll talk to you in the next video. A couple little tips on batteries, a little way to save some money. Talk to you in the next video. Please like, share, and subscribe.